We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with MRIN. Talked about this one yesterday on my list of stocks, the top 3 stocks to possibly squeeze. And we're going to break it all down here in the data, how this is the top stock set to squeeze right now, based off the data and information and the charts. But before we jump into it all, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And we're going to jump right into it here with MRIN. So the home run of the day was spectacular. It happened in a matter of minutes. And if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. We look for opportunities daily. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So here are the 2 stocks I mentioned, UFAB and VTVT. Now, VTVT started moving up pretty quickly. It gave about a realistic expectation of 5 to 10%, and then it started to pull downwards really fast and gave small jumps of 3 to 5%. This was our worst performer of the day. But UFAB turned out to be a home run in a matter of minutes. So I mentioned this one in the pre-market, started to run up pretty fast, almost a 5 to 10% move, pulled back down, consolidated, and it took off to a highest point of 20% in a matter of 20 minutes, guys. And these are the opportunities that we strive for every single day. Now, a lot of people have been asking me what 42 Vision is, and this is something you can gain access to as well by joining the 42 Vision tier level. And it's these candlesticks as you see them here. This is an indicator I personalize that you gain access to as well now by joining 42 Vision tier level. And it shows me the momentum and the weakness in the charts, guys. It allows me to see the dips and the rips and be able to have more confidence in the opportunities to maximize on them according to what's going on in the charts. So if this is something that interests you, I would like to invite you to join us. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. It'll take you over to the tier levels, and we look forward to having you join us. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with MRIN. MRIN stock has actually been pushing up higher, and from when I mentioned it yesterday at the 850s, anyone that was watching my video yesterday towards aftermarket hours and even watching it in the pre-market today towards it opening to the bell, it has gone up nearly 20 to 30% in just one day. And the reason being is because it was one of the top stocks set to explode. Now, it didn't come up as the top stocks with the short squeeze score being the highest, but it was one of the top stocks to watch because of its short interest. And some of the shorts have covered, guys, as well as the low float. I really liked it. I talked about how I mentioned this one way back in June and July and how it performed. And it went up from the 2s all the way up towards $20 and some change. And I brought it all up to everyone's attention just so that they're aware that I've experienced this one due to the fact of its volatility with the low float. And it was looking like an opportunity to watch it. It came out with some great news after jumping up right here. As we could see, let's just go to the updated chart right here. It was because Google partnered up with them, right? It started to cool down. This was the best area based off of 42 Vision to be watching this one on the 30-minute and on the 1 day. Things were pulling back. So I was looking for a transition here if it was going to go into further weakness or if that right there was holding itself up, which this was a sign of holding up, and it certainly did, and it just continued. Now the question is, will there be a transition back down, or is it going to continue with momentum like we've seen it do before, guys? Back in June, we caught this one in the 2s, almost $3, and it took off to $27 in 9x. Now, it won't do that same exact effect because things are just different this time. The setup was different. The price was less. Now it costs more. But at the end of the day, it does not change the low float that this stock has, the new news and potential it has, and now also the short squeeze possibility and score. So on the 30-minute, we got some things to look at. The first thing is it got rejected near the highs that it already touched before up here at 1122, 1142, just a 20-cent difference, and it just fell right back down. Now it's trying to push back up. So on the 30-minute, we're seeing the volatility, but there's a staircase effect going on. The best thing right now is for this to stay away from the $9 range down here at 926 and to break through 1084, get back into the 11s and get closer to 12. Now the short squeeze score is significant because it's 96.91 and it is the number one in the short squeeze score. Now the short interest is low, 13%, but the days to cover is the one thing I do not like, but it's still showing volatility due to the fact of the low float. So when the shorts do cover, it kind of creates a spike pretty fast. Reason being is because of the low float. I mean, look at that. 9 million share float and outstanding 11 million. It was at 14%. So it has gone down a little bit to 13.5. So that goes to show that some covering is happening. And if we go over to this data here, there is some short shares available. So some covering has happened and we're seeing it happen right now. The question is, could the covering continue? Because if it does, it's going to force those shorts and bears to turn into bulls due to the fact of this great news. And there might be price target upgrades coming, which will definitely push up this stock even higher. I mean, those price target upgrades will definitely force the shorts to cover eventually as bulls come in. That short float right there, as well as the low float of shares, guys. It makes a big impact. And despite the fact that some covering has happened, the short volume has been pretty high in the last 2 days, nearly 54% and 57% on each day, no matter how high the volume is. So that goes to show how the days to cover is what I don't like, because the shorts, even though they're covering, they're still able to get back into their short positions. So what we really want to see here is, even though short interest is still not that high, it is pretty significant for such a low float stock. The days to cover to go higher, for price upgrades to come after this great news, and for the momentum to try to find stability and hold itself up, which could force shorts to cover even more because the stock isn't going back down. It is staying up, putting more pressure on them and getting the borrow fee rate to keep going higher. So we want this to go higher. We want the days to cover to go higher. And if this keeps on going higher, well, then the squeeze can get even bigger. But if this doesn't change, this is still a significant amount, even though it's not 20%, due to the fact of the low float of shares and also the fact that this stock is moving pretty fast, even though shorts are covering and then they go ahead and reposition themselves as shorts. But when we look here, you can see that some short shares are available again, making it seem that it's obvious that the price action that's going on right now has been involved with that small 1% of covering happening, right? And you can see it here. I'm going to definitely keep on watching what's going on here with the 30-minute. If the strength continues, it is showing some strength here. We want to see if there's a transition and continue upwards. And then also on the 1 day, if this can continue like we saw it once before. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly the same, but if that strength comes back to back on the 1 day, there will be some momentum to the upside beyond what we see. And it definitely has to break through 1150, 1144, give or take, to get towards 12 and further beyond. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.